Dun 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 dun. Little pig, let me in.
Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Big bad wolf, big bad wolf. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Who's afraid of the big bad wolf?
Hello everybody and welcome back for another Walking Dead review. It's season 7 episode 4. Now what can I say about this episode? I mean, first of all, it's a longer episode than usual. Without commercials, I think it turns out about 57 minutes. And when I found this out, I was like, oh, this is going to be intriguing, especially the fact that Negan is going to Alexandria and we're going to see what's going on in Rick's warped little mind and see how crushed he is after all this. Now, it actually begins where Rick and the gang, or should I say Rick and whoever's gone back with him to Alexandria. It's been a few days since the events of Abraham and Glenn getting their brains turned to mush. And I was a bit disappointed about this because there was a part of me that wanted to see Rick, you know, literally in an absolute mess. Instead, we kind of see him a bit more subdued. Almost that he was waiting for Negan to happen, or he's waiting for the day for Negan to turn up. And I really wanted to see, you know, him turn up at Alexandria and everyone just to look at him like he was a terrible leader, you know, a pathetic human being, and that he couldn't do anything to save Glenn and Abraham, and also to basically give up the leadership of Alexandria to Negan. Now, that doesn't necessarily take away the enjoyment of this episode, in all honesty, because for me, we do, like I mentioned, we do get to see Rick in this kind of pathetic state of mind. You know, his lieutenants like Daryl. Obviously, Daryl's up at the sanctuary with Negan, and obviously Maggie and Sasha up at the hilltop, and we haven't seen them yet, so that'll be interesting to see where that goes. So you know, he's got Carl, he's got Judith with him. You know, he's got Gabriel, the pacifist priest. So yeah, it's an interesting scenario because he is, Rick's character in this is essentially, you know, the broken leader in this episode, and I actually quite like the way they went with that, you know. Now, in regards to Negan, now I don't know about you, but I'm really waiting for Negan just to act differently. And this is no put down on Jeffrey Dean Morgan, but especially after watching that first episode, and you get this kind of playful, jovial, almost psychotic aspect of Negan's character, and that's all we know, and that's, at the moment, after watching this episode, that's all we're going to get as well. And I want to believe Jeffrey Dean Morgan's acting to be a bit more, you know. I mean, when are they going to get into the fact that what is Negan's history? Where did he come from? You know, Lucille is obviously the name of his wife. Are we going to get that story? And I'm really looking forward to seeing that part of Negan. I want to see that part of Negan. If we don't get that, then I'm going to be really, really disappointed. And it is a good idea, actually. I want to see a moment where Lucille the Bat gets snapped, broken, damaged. And when that happens, I want to see Jeffrey Dean Morgan just go completely crazy with his acting. I want to see Negan go apeshit. Whether it's apeshit going psychopath with a machine gun, or whether it's him collapsing on the floor in a pile of tears because he's essentially lost his right-hand man, or right-hand man, whichever way you think about it. So yeah. Now, the whole point of this episode is that the Saviours have actually brought Daryl with them as well to Alexandria. Negan turns up early, knock, 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 on the gates of Alexandria with Lucille, and he's turned up early. Rick's not amused, and for the majority of the episode, all we get is Rick and Negan trying to wind Rick up, trying to get that kind of reaction out of him that he wants, just so he has an excuse to kill people. But then you also get a bit where Negan kind of says, I don't want to kill anybody. I just, you know, you work for me, everyone's happy. So I'm not really sure what he wants. Does he want to kill everyone and then just take over the land? Or, I don't know. It's an interesting scenario because I can't really make it out. Now, in regards to the other characters in there, the one that really stood out for me was actually Carl. There's a great bit where the saviours are raiding everywhere. You know, they just help themselves. They help themselves to beds. They help themselves to food. Well, actually, they don't take any food. They want all the guns and so on. And there's a great bit where there's some ruckus coming from Rick's house, and Carl's there with a gun just pointing it at one of the saviours, and he's like, "Just get out of my house." I mean, Carl just doesn't care. And I was like, "Yeah, Carl, good on you. You can have balls, you know." I mean, it might be stupid balls, but you've certainly got balls. And I really like that about that moment in that episode. And it's probably my favourite bit of the episode, in all honesty. My second favourite bit of the episode was the few moments where Rick catches the eye of Daryl. I mean, Daryl stood there in his kind of slave get-up. He's got a big letter A still on his chest, and he's been battered, he's been knocked about, and he's just sort of stood there looking all pathetic. And it's interesting because Rick looks at him like he's a traitor, you know? But then again, it's a bit mixed up because he looks at Daryl like a traitor, but then later on he says to Negan, "Can we have Daryl back?" So it's interesting, you know. I mean, he's obviously he's looking at Daryl and he's thinking, "I just want to save you, mate." But then he's also thinking, is there somewhere in his head, does he actually believe that Daryl's broken? Does Rick believe that? I mean, does Rick believe that he's broken? I mean, he obviously tells the people of Alexandria that he's broken and that he's no longer in charge. But does he believe Daryl can go down that road as well? So, yeah, I'm looking forward to them to actually, you know, having a one-to-one again. I really want to feel that between these two brothers, you know. I mean, they are really brothers, aren't they? Brothers in arms, anyway. And I'm looking forward to what they're going to say to each other. Now, for the rest of the episode, there was moments with Michonne where she's attempting to learn how to use a sniper rifle, and she's going out, and I could see, and she was going out on her own, should I say, and I can see what the director and the storytelling was trying to do with her, and that, you know, she only wants to learn this on her own, she wants to go out there on her own, but it didn't seem to fit in the structure of the episode, because inevitably it all boils down to the fact that Rick knows she's got this sniper rifle and he's going to take it off her and give it to Negan anyway. Maybe just to get brownie points, you know. Maybe it'll just appease him a bit. And that is really, for me, the only way that connected into the story. Now, like I said, there was no real standout performances. In fact, the episode seemed a bit empty and a bit dragged on. Now, the funny thing is, people say that about the last episode with Daryl at the Sanctuary, but I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the psychology behind the episode. Now, with this episode, everything they gave us, we've sort of seen it all before, or we were really, really expecting. You know, we expected Negan to turn up with this kind of jovial, psychotic manner. We were expecting to see Rick broken, a lesser man. We were expecting to see Michonne more internal and almost trying to deal with the situation again. And she does bring up the idea that they're fighters, and Rick's like, well, not anymore, because this is the future now. You know, if we follow these rules, then, you know, there'll be peace in our time. So, all in all, I wasn't blown away by this episode. Don't get me wrong, I still love The Walking Dead, and this will be an important part, because we had to have this episode. We have to have the episode where Negan comes, excuse me, when Negan comes to Alexandria and he's going to play with their minds again. This episode was necessary. So, all in all, it was alright. It's not my favourite episode of the first 4 episodes, I'll give you that. But I am really, really looking forward to the next episode, and I really want to see what's happening. I actually refrained from watching the teaser for next week's episode, so I'm looking forward to see what happens. I really hope it's Maggie at the Hilltop, because, I mean, she's a brilliant actress, isn't she, Lauren Cohen? So I want to see where her mind is now. Is she filled with rage? You know, is the loss of Daryl really going to fuel her and turn her into just a force of nature, you know? And I really want to see that in the next episode, and I hope you do too. So all in all, yep, it was an okay episode. It was good. It was necessary. So let's look forward to next week. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Always a pleasure, never a chore. Click subscribe if you want to see more. Peace out, and we'll see you next time.